Marriage in Islam is a sacred bond, built on love, mercy, and faith. Yet many couples today find themselves struggling, feeling disconnected, or even heading toward divorce. Why is this happening, even among practicing Muslims? In this powerful reminder, inspired by Mufti Menk, we explore 5 common mistakes that often lead to the breakdown of marriages. Mistakes that can be avoided with awareness, sincerity, and a return to Islamic values. Whether you're newly married, struggling in your relationship, or preparing for your future spouse, this video is a must-watch. We'll uncover where many couples go wrong, not with blame, but with guidance, so you can protect your marriage and strengthen it with purpose. Stay with us till the end, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Pious Deen for more soul-nourishing content. Let's begin this journey to heal and grow together, for the sake of Allah. 1. Lack of communication. One of the major reasons Muslim marriages break down is the absence of sincere and open communication. Many couples assume that their spouse should just know what they're feeling or needing, but this expectation is both unrealistic and unfair. In Islam, we are taught the value of shura, consultation, which includes actively listening and respectfully sharing thoughts and concerns. When communication is weak, small misunderstandings begin to pile up. Over time, silence becomes a barrier, creating emotional distance and resentment. A spouse may feel lonely, even while living under the same roof. Islam encourages us to use kind and thoughtful words, especially with our life partners, to maintain peace in the home. Healthy communication involves not just speaking, but also listening without interrupting or judging. It means choosing the right time, the right tone, and the right intention. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "The best among you is the one who is best to his wife." This includes being approachable and willing to engage in meaningful dialogue. Couples should regularly set aside time to talk, not just about problems, but also hopes, dreams, and spiritual growth. When hearts are open and words are sincere, marriages flourish under the shade of mercy. 2. Disrespect. Disrespect is one of the most destructive forces in any marriage. While arguments are natural, the moment spouses start speaking to each other with harsh words, sarcasm, or contempt, the bond begins to weaken. In Islam, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam emphasized treating others with dignity, especially within the sacred bond of marriage. Disrespect doesn't always come through shouting. Sometimes it shows in dismissive behavior, eye-rolling, mocking, or ignoring one's spouse during conversation. These actions send a message: you are not valued. Over time, this eats away at a person's sense of worth and belonging in the relationship. It can leave deep emotional scars that are difficult to heal. Allah has commanded spouses to live with one another in kindness and honor. The Quran says, "And live with them in kindness." Surah An-Nisa 4:19. Respect means acknowledging your spouse's feelings, speaking with humility, and avoiding public humiliation or comparisons. Even in disagreement, a respectful tone can prevent escalation. When couples treat each other as partners, not competitors, love and trust grow naturally. A marriage rooted in respect becomes a source of comfort, not conflict. True strength lies not in control, but in compassion and courtesy. 3. Unrealistic expectations. Many marriages suffer because one or both partners enter the relationship with unrealistic expectations. Influenced by social media, cultural ideals, or romanticized stories, some people expect perfection, flawless communication, constant romance, or a life free of conflict. But real marriage is a journey of growth, compromise, and mutual understanding. Expecting your spouse to always meet your emotional needs, never make mistakes, or change overnight is unfair and leads to disappointment. Allah created humans with flaws, and marriage is a means to complete one another, not to fix the other. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, lived a simple, balanced life with his wives. He did not demand perfection from them, but showed mercy, patience, and appreciation. Unrealistic expectations can also lead to comparison. When one constantly compares their spouse to others, it breeds ingratitude and discontent. Gratitude, on the other hand, nurtures love and peace. Spouses must learn to accept each other's imperfections and support one another with gentle encouragement. A strong marriage is not built on fantasy, but on realistic effort, forgiveness, and trust in Allah. When both partners focus on becoming better for the sake of Allah, not just for each other, barakah enters the relationship, and expectations turn into shared goals. 4. Neglecting the deen. A common but often overlooked reason marriages fail is the neglect of the deen, the religious foundation upon which every Muslim relationship should stand. When spouses drift away from prayer, Quran, and remembrance of Allah, they slowly lose the spiritual connection that holds their marriage together. Without Allah at the center, even the strongest love can fade. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "A woman may be married for 4 reasons, but choose the one who is religious." This applies to both spouses. When both partners are conscious of their accountability to Allah, they treat each other with greater kindness, patience, and sincerity. They fear wronging one another because they fear displeasing their Lord. When couples neglect Islamic teachings, such as delaying prayers, ignoring Islamic etiquettes, or allowing un-Islamic habits to enter the home, tension increases. They lose the blessing, barakah, that comes from a spiritually aligned household. Reviving the deen together, praying in congregation, reading Quran, making dua for each other, builds an unshakable bond. Even in difficult times, faith provides hope, healing, and guidance. Marriage without Islam is like a house without a foundation. But when Allah is the center, every test becomes easier and every joy becomes more meaningful. 5. Ignoring each other's needs. One of the most damaging mistakes in marriage is neglecting the emotional, physical, and psychological needs of your spouse. Over time, taking each other for granted creates a deep void, leaving one or both partners feeling unloved, unappreciated, or even invisible. Islam teaches us to care for our spouse with intentional kindness, mercy, and consideration. Every individual has unique needs. Some need verbal affirmation, others long for affection, quality time, or simply to be heard. When a spouse continuously feels ignored or dismissed, resentment quietly begins to build. This disconnect can lead to frustration, miscommunication, or even emotional withdrawal. The Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was deeply attentive to the needs of his wives. He would listen to them, comfort them, and spend quality time with them. He taught us by example that fulfilling your spouse's rights is not just a duty, it's an act of love and worship. In a healthy marriage, both partners actively seek to understand and fulfill each other's needs. Simple gestures of care, kind words, a loving smile, shared moments of reflection can reignite closeness and trust. When couples truly see and value each other, the home becomes a place of peace, not pressure. Marriage is not just a contract, it's a trust, a gift from Allah. By avoiding these 5 common mistakes, we can protect our homes from unnecessary pain and nurture love, mercy, and tranquility. Always turn back to Allah and seek His guidance in your relationship. If you found this video beneficial, please like, share, and subscribe to Pious Deen for more powerful Islamic reminders. Drop a comment below with this beautiful prayer. Ya Allah, bless our marriages with peace, patience, and your divine mercy. May your home always be filled with barakah. Ameen.